where he says that, and that's narrated in Al-Mawa'id Al-Adadiyya. Al-Mawa'id Al-Adadiyya is a beautiful book. That's written by my teacher, Ayatollah Mishkini, Rahmatullah Alayh. And this beautiful book, what Ayatollah Mishkini, Rahmatullah Alayh did, he compiled the hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad Islam in the numerical sequence. So in any hadith, and every hadith, it talks about some one thing is mentioned in chapter 1, and any hadith that talks about any two things is mentioned in chapter number 2, and so on and so forth. The numerical sequence. It's a beautiful book. I love it. And Al-Mawa'id Al-Adadiyya narrates this hadith, and it talks about 5 things. So obviously that has to be in chapter 5. So Prophet said, "Uhibbu as-sibyana li khamsin." I love the kids for 5 reasons. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam loves the children. And when we love something, we express our love. It's narrated in a narration Rasulullah kissed a baby, and a man was standing by, and he said to the Prophet, "I have several sons, but I have never kissed any of them." And Rasulullah replied back, "Man la yarham, la yurham." Someone who doesn't have mercy on others doesn't deserve the mercy from others. So you want to get mercy, you need to do mercy on others, right? Irham man fil ard, yarhamuka man fis sama. You have mercy on those who are on earth, and those in the heavens would have mercy on you. That's reciprocal. You get what you deserve. That's the law of ilm al-irfan. Coming back to the hadith, Prophet says, "I love the kids for 5. That means for 5 reasons. Al-awwal, and these are life changers, brothers and sisters. These are wisdom tips that can change our lives for good. First thing, al-awwal, annahum humul bakka'un. The first thing, that they are the ones who cry a lot. Prophet used to cry a lot himself. He loves the same thing that he has. He is the madhar and reflection of all those great attributes in the best form. Crying is natural. So we are supposed to cry from the fear of Allah. Those of the eyes who cry from the fear of Allah are not going to end up crying on the Day of Judgment. See, we have to cry. The choice is yours. You want to cry in the life of this world, or you want to cry in the hereafter? That's your choice given by Allah. If you cry from the fear of Allah in the life of this world, you will not end up crying in the hereafter. But if you choose not to cry from the fear of Allah in the life of this world and mis-exercise your freedom, quote unquote, then we will end up crying on the Day of Judgment. So we need to cry. Some people never cry. No matter how much you talk about musibat, musa'ib, the calamities, the tests that Imam Hussain alayhi salam went through, they never burst into tears. Never. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Just like in the medical science, you have been taught about the illnesses and their root causes and their symptoms and signs and cures. Similarly, in the science of Islamic spirituality, in the houses, we have been taught about the spiritual illnesses, their root causes, their symptoms, signs, cures, right? A person lies. Why does he lie? There's a root in his soul. A person has hypocrisy. He says something here, he says something else somewhere in front of some other people. It's a problem. Nifaq, hypocrisy, and so on and so forth. Not crying is a spiritual illness, and that reveals that a person has asawatul qalb. Science of Islamic morality teaches us this person is sick. He is going through a spiritual illness called asawatul qalb. Usually we translate it as stone-heartedness, Well, that's a very, very incorrect translation. Ghalatul Aam, commonly made mistake, because stones are better than these individuals. Quran has said, Inna min al-hijarati lama yatafajjaru minhu al-anhar. So we learn in the light of this verse, among the stones there are some that the water bursts out of it. So such a soft thing like water can rip apart such a hard thing as a stone. But the hearts of these people never melt. So it's unfair to compare them with the stones, but some people never cry. Ma jaffati dumu, Imam Sadiq al-Islam says, Ma jaffati dumu illa li qaswatil qulub. The tears do not dry up except due to the fact that the person is qasiyul qalb. That means his heart, his soul is hardened. And then Imam a.s. said, وَمَا قَسَتِ الْقُلُوبِ إِلَّا لِكَسَّةِ الظُّنُوبِ. And the hearts do not harden up except because of the abundance of sins. So the guy has abundance of sins piling up, one on top of the other, without doing the tawbah in the middle. If we keep on doing the tawbah, we are still okay, because Prophet has said, At-ta'ibu habibullah. The person who performs the tawbah is a beloved servant of Allah. But if we don't do the tawbah and keep on piling up the sins, then that becomes a problem and the soul gets hardened up. Now you will not cry. You talk about Imam Hussain, talk about Ali al-Akbar, Ali al-Asghar, alayhi salam, nothing would happen to this soul. That's the problem. The second, kids cry a lot. This Prophet loves it. Prophet used to cry a lot himself. والثاني يتمرغون بالتراب غلطيدان. In Farsi, we say غلطيدان. So kids get soiled up in the soil, right? They play in the soil, they get soily. This Prophet loves that. He used to be like this, in the sense that when he used to perform the sajda, sujood, his whole face used to become soily, right? Allah sent the wahi when Prophet Musa ala nabiyina wa alihi wa alayhi salam. Do you know why I chose to talk to you? Prophet Musa was Kalimullah, we all know it. Allah used to talk to him, he was the audience of Allah. And Allah said to Prophet Musa, Inni qallabtu ibadi dhahra al-batn. I shuffled my servants inside out. Lam ajid fihim azalla li nafsan minka. I could not find among them anyone more humble and modest than you. Innaka idha sallayta wada'ta khaddayka ala turab. When you pray, you put your cheeks on the soil. This is something Allah loves. Sign of modesty. This is the reason why he chose to talk to Prophet Musa. When our Rasulullah, our messenger, used to do the sujood, sajda, prostration, his whole face used to get soily. Imam Sadiq al-Islam had the turbat of Karbala in a packet with him. At the time of Salat, he used to open up the packet and spread the turbat and do the sujood, the sajda, prostration on that. It's the most superior way of doing it. On the turbat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, sujood ala turbat al-Hussain, yakhliq al-hujub as-saba, rips apart seven. Don't we have the 7 curtains between us and Allah? That rips apart all the 7 curtains. So Imam Sadiq used to do the sajda and his whole face used to get soily. Tawadu, modesty. Yatamarrabuna bit-turab. Kids get soiled up, they play with the soil, right? Prophet loves them getting soily. Our contact with the soil, sign of tawadu and modesty. Was-salis, the third. يَخْتَصِمُونَ مِنْ غَيْرِ حِقْدٍ. They fight without the hatred. You see the kids fighting with each other, and after 2 minutes you go and the same 2 kids are playing again with each other. Prophet wants us to be like that. For the mu'mineen, we are not supposed to be breaking up our ties for more than 3 days. For the relatives, Zawil Arham, is not even allowed to break away for even 1 day. all the anameen al-fiqhiyya, Islamic, titles of the rule. The rule applies on the title, right, on the unwan. So all these anameen, the tatbiq al-unwan is based on urful uqala al-mutasharri'a. How does Islamically defined intellectual people apply those titles? So if one day is called breaking away, that's also haram. We don't break away from the relatives. So some people, they have a little bit fight, they stop talking to each other. That's a problem, that's wrong. We should not convert our fight into this situation. So we need to be like kids. Don't convert it into a hatred in the heart against each other. But that hatred is for the enemies of the walayat only. And we are proud of that concept of tabanni.
They do not treasure anything for tomorrow. They do not treasure anything from tomorrow. Imam Ali says, learn tawakkul from a dog. When a dog goes out, he's not worried about tomorrow's risk. Some of the animals have some of the attributes, some of the good attributes, and all the good attributes belong to mu'mineen, right? So you're not supposed to be worried about the risk. Inna Allaha qad takaffala. Allah is certainly the sponsor of the risk. So kids never treasure up things. In the time of the Muhammad, there was a fire or a storm happening, and some people came to Muhammad and said, there are people who are treasuring up, buying things and gathering and piling up things in their houses and their warehouses for tomorrow, because you never know what's going to happen. There's a shortage of food. That's how the price gouging happens in the society. That's haram. Zakira and Ruzi, how we say in Farsi. That's haram. Piling up the items of necessity at the time of need is haram in Islam. We don't do that. Look at the response of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam to that guy. Imam alayhi salam did not agree to go out in the market and buy more food than his necessity and pile up the food in his house. Instead, Imam Salih said, "Nashtari ma'al Muslimina yawman biyawm." We are going to buy alongside with the Muslims on daily basis. That's the Islamic policy. La yattakhiruna li ghadin shay'an. Prophet say, one of the reasons why he loves the kids is that they don't treasure up the things for tomorrow. We are not supposed to be worried. Imam Ali says, "Man ihtamma bi rizqi ghadin." Someone who is worried about tomorrow's risk and sustenance is not going to succeed. You're supposed to worry about something that is guaranteed by Allah. That's against the concept of tawakkul and iman. Then it becomes shameful for humans, right? Shameful for humans to sell out and compromise on their values for the sake of their jobs. The guy shaves his beard, for example, to please the employer. You think your employer is the one who provides you the sustenance and job? What's going on in the rear end of your mind? When you take off the hijab for your workplace, you think compromising over your values is going to protect your sustenance? Is that what you think? Okay. لا يدخرون لغد شيئا. It's never treasure anything for tomorrow. So it's narrated in the life history of the Prophet. لم يبقى عنده درهم ولا dinar. No dirham. Dirham used to be silver coins, dinar the gold coins. Exchange rate was 10 silver coins, 10 dirham equaled 1 gold coin. Narration says, لم يبقى عنده درهم ولا dinar. No silver or gold coin ever used to be spare with the Holy Prophet. وَإِنْ فَضُلَ. If something remained, لَمْ يَأْوِ إِلَى مَنْزِلِهِ. He never used to come return back to his house. That means he used to dispose of the dirham to the person who deserves to get it and then come back empty-handed. This is our Holy Prophet whom we believe in and cherish about. Zero savings from this world. لا يدخرون لغد شيئا. والخامس, the fifth and the last point. The fifth thing Prophet says, يَأْمُرُونَ ثُمَّ يُخَرِّبُونَ. The kids construct and then they destroy. Have you seen the kids making sand castles at the beaches? Making castles with the sand, right? After a while they destroy it. Islam says the same thing. إِنَّمَا الدُّنْيَا, Hadith says, إِنَّمَا الدُّنْيَا قَنْطَرَةٌ. This world is nothing but a bridge. Even in the world, if you go to the bridges and flyovers, they write, the sign reads there, no stopping, no standing, no parking. It's logical, it's a bridge, right? Islam says the same thing. Dunya is a bridge. فَاعْبُرُوهَا وَلَا تَعْمُرُوهَا. So cross over it and do not construct it. But it's allowed to construct your house. I'm not trying to imply that constructing a house is haram. No, it's allowed. But you're not supposed to be attached to any of those things. Just like the kids just make those sand castles and they destroy it, that's the sign that they were not attached to that, right? That's how a woman is supposed to be, not to have any attachment with anything of the world of matter, because when we depart this world, we will feel the pain. That's what the Malakul Maut is going to come, and in Sakaratul Maut, right, we find a lot of pain, the final moments. Do you ever think why the pain? Do you think the angel of death Israel is an unprofessional guy? He doesn't know how to handle his job? That's why he feels the pain? No, he is the most professional person around. He has handled the souls of millions and millions and millions of people up to now. And why the pain? The reason we feel the pain is because we end up acquiring attachment with this world. Love affair with money, love of fame, love of sleeping. These are the reasons we do the sins, right? Love of dunya, love of lusts and desires and whims and wishes and so on and so forth. All these various types of attachments with this dunya that we acquire, and the angel of death at the time of death has to detach each and every one of those attachments, and that causes a lot of pain, because this illness of love of money is like 17 years old in this guy. 17 years old illness is taken out from the soul, it will cause a pain. So, not to get attached, zero attachment to the world of matter. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us the tawfiq to understand and to practice the ma'arif of Quran and Ahlul Bayt and Islam. Thank you.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad